इट्स अ फैंटास्टिक, पहली बार शायद इतिहास में सब सांसद सब विधायक इकट्ठा हुए हैं. इट्स अ रियली फैंटास्टिक इनिशिएटिव. And thank you all of you for making the time. I know the life of a legislator, the life of a loka pratinidhi, people representative is so busy. तो इतना टाइम निकाल के आप लोग सब यहाँ बैठे हैं, you are sitting here, we are thankful for that. I also pay my respects to our chair, Mr. Timothy Shira, and co-chair, Mr. Malkapure, and my co-panelist, Dr. Mashelkar, Dr. Narendra Jadhav, and Professor Anil Gupta. I actually, you have heard very extraordinarily insightful conceptual message about importance of technology and development. So I thought I will begin or illustrate most of my talk in terms of anecdotes. So please bear with me. I just want to make an impression ki how technology and development is going to have an interplay in the coming days. Technology और विकास का कैसे संबंध रहेगा, ये मैं आपको थोड़े बहुत इलस्ट्रेटिव कहानियों से बताऊंगा. I hope everybody understands Hindi मतलब और English will mix it up. First thing is ये जो हम पहन रहे हैं, we are all wearing these earphones. When they take these photographs and put it in the press, it will look very funny. हम लोग को दिया जला रहे थे एंड सबके वी आर ऑल वेयरिंग दिस. तो ये जब ये कहाँ कहाँ जाएगा न्यूज़पेपर या अखबारों में, कहीं झारखंड, छत्तीसगढ़ या रूरल महाराष्ट्र में, लोग कहेंगे ये तो दिया जला रहे हैं लेकिन सबके ये मफलर क्या पहना हुआ है. बट दिस इज़ टेक्नोलॉजी बिकॉज वी आर हैविंग 18 पैरेलल सेशंस और कोई दंगा नहीं हो रहा है, कोई शोर नहीं मचा रहा है. वेरी साइलेंटली ऑल द सेशंस आर गोइंग ऑन and we can hear each other as if I'm talking to you one on one. And this is the wonderful thing about technology. This is just simple Bluetooth technology with, as Dr. Mashelkar always likes to say, कि जो 500 रुपए की टेक्नोलॉजी वो 50 पैसे में होनी चाहिए, राइट, एक्सपोनेंशियली चीपर. तो इट इज़ इंडीड ट्रू दैट दिस व्हाट वी आर वेयरिंग ये 2-4 रुपए में मिल जाएगा. अभी शायद कराट जी ने इसको 1000 रुपए में लिया हुआ है, बट ये 2-4 रुपए में मिलने की बहुत गुंजाइश है. आई एम सेइंग व्हाई दिस इज अ गुड एग्जांपल इज, यू नो, इन महाराष्ट्र देयर इज लॉट ऑफ, आप लोग सब पॉलिटिक्स में, तो आपको मालूम होगा कि पॉलिटिक्स में बहुत शोर होता है. यहाँ पे हम एक लॉबी ने शुरू किया कि ये मस्जिद में वो सुबह जो बांग होती, क्या म्हणतात त्याला, अजान अजान, अरे ये नहीं होना चाहिए, लाउड स्पीकर नहीं होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए. फिर उसके खिलाफ फिर हम लोग आरती करेंगे, हिंदू लोग जोर जोर से रास्ते पे उतरेंगे, जोर जोर से आरती करेंगे, वी विल शाउट, पूरा एकदम नॉइज पोल्यूशन. नाउ इमेजिन सत्संग हम करते हैं, हजारों लोग ये सब पहन के, वहाँ पे हमारे गुरुजी बैठे हैं, हम लोग सब गाना गा रहे हैं लेकिन एकदम साइलेंटली. कैन यू इमेजिन अ बिग कॉन्ग्रीगेशन? एंड आई एम नॉट मेकिंग दिस अप बिकॉज दिस वाज इंडीड डन. कोई एक सिख लोगों की, अगर मैंने सुना है कि सत्संग हुआ था और हजारों लोग बैठे थे और ये सब साइलेंटली उनकी आरती हुई. जस्ट वन एनेक्डोट टू इलस्ट्रेट टेक्नोलॉजी का कितना फॉर सोशल हार्मनी. Second example, when our chairman, Mr. Timothy Shira, was introduced, I know he must have been embarrassed, and we are also a little bit, क्या बोलें, क्या कहें. His main introduction was, he's the one of the rare politicians who has zero criminal record against him. I hope इंडिया के अमृतकाल में ऐसा नहीं हो कि highest achievement is to have no criminal case. But I give you that example because 15 years ago, Mr. Shira, we had the opportunity to showcase a technology to Mr. Barack Obama, who visited India when he was president of USA. And some of the technology NGOs were asked to showcase how technology was being used to strengthen democratic governance. So that time, this was long time before smartphones, Mr. Arun Shankar will remember. तो वो जो SMS से, each voter can send an SMS, 3-digit SMS, 3-digit number, and just write a PIN code. There are 19,000 PIN codes in India, but only 543 Lok Sabha constituencies, but perhaps 5,000 Vidhan Sabha constituencies. आप अपना खाली SMS से 6-digit PIN code डालिए and return message SMS. You don't have to have a smartphone. You can have the old Nokia वाला 100 रुपए वाला, 600 रुपए वाला phone. You get detailed detailed information about all the local pratinidhis. किसके खिलाफ कितने क्रिमिनल केसेस हैं, किसका संपत्ति क्या है, assets, liabilities, especially if money is owed to public sector banks, cooperative banks. I think Professor Anil Gupta will remember because our Association for Democratic Reforms is 23 years old now. But this is again an example of technology. People are very familiar. And this was used 15 years ago. Now, of course, we have gotten far ahead. So the level of transparency has increased thanks to use of technology. My third example is very personal. Mr. Karad made arrangement. I live in Pune, just like Mr. Mashirkar. So we were given a vehicle to come here. तो व्हीकल के साथ टैक्सी भी आई मीन ड्राइवर भी होता है, ड्राइवर को अच्छा इनकम मिलता है. दिस ड्राइवर इज प्रॉब्ली फ्रॉम गढ़चिरौली या शायद जालना, एक दूसरा डिस्ट्रिक्ट है महाराष्ट्र में. वो पूना का, ना तो पूना का है ना तो बॉम्बे का है, लेकिन ड्राइविंग अच्छा करता है. नाउ हाउ इज ही गोइंग टू कम टू दिस जियो कन्वेंशन सेंटर? तो वो गूगल मैप यूज करता है. He is not trained, he is not a BSc or MSc in computer science. But he was so comfortable using, he खाली Google में उन्होंने enter किया, and very nicely, I did not have to tell him anything. He brought me up to this door. Now imagine how much employment potential has been created by this simple thing called Google Map. This Google Map is such a powerful tool, and you'll be happy to know that it was developed in Bangalore. It is not a well-known fact that substantial development of Google Map, which is a free tool now available to all the users of telephone, mobile phones, developed in India, but it is providing livelihood assistance not only to drivers, to Swiggy, Zomato. I can tell you so many. ये तो simple कहानी है. वो तीसरा example है. चौथा example है मेरे पास कि how technology assists you is एक मैं आई यूज्ड टू वर्क फॉर बिरला, तो मैं आपको बताता हूँ छोटी सी कहानी. वो इज जस्ट टू शो यू हाउ अनएक्सपेक्टेडली टेक्नोलॉजी कैन शो. तो बिरला कंपनी में ये बनता है कॉस्टिक सोडा. कॉस्टिक सोडा इज यूज्ड इन द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ टेक्सटाइल्स एंड एल्यूमिनियम मेटल्स एंड सो ऑन. तो कॉस्टिक सोडा का एक बाय प्रोडक्ट है हाइड्रोजन गैस. नो हाइड्रोजन गैस वॉज प्रोड्यूस्ड इन द प्लांट. उस जमाने में देयर वाज नो यूज फॉर इट, तो जलाया जाता था. इट्स कॉल्ड वेंटिंग. But then we realized that what you could do is bottle the hydrogen and make hydrogen fuel cell. And अगल बगल में जो telecom towers हैं, you know, there are some 5 lakh telecom towers in India. We are all listening, you know, Bluetooth, and it's because of telecom towers. These towers in most of India, Dr. Marshallkar said, 70% of India's population lives in rural areas. Lot of these areas do not have electricity uninterrupted. But telecom tower को तो 24 घंटा electricity लगती है. How do they have uninterrupted power? Because they have what is called DG set, diesel generated set. The second biggest burner of diesel in the country is telecom towers. First is railways, second. So it is such a big waste, it causes climate change, it causes pollution. So now there is a national mission to replace diesel with something which is renewable fuel. सोलर सेट्स तो ठीक से नहीं बने, तो हमने क्या किया, हाइड्रोजन की यूज़ किया. सो ऑल द टेलीकॉम टावर्स इन द सराउंडिंग एरिया, इस वाज इन नागदा इन मध्य प्रदेश. तो 50-100 टावर्स को हमने रिप्लेस कर दिया विथ हाइड्रोजन. सो वो हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल इंस्टेड ऑफ डीजल दे आर यूजिंग हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल सेल. वो छोटी सी फ्यूल, इतना छोटा होता है, वो 2-3 दिन चलता है, फिर जाके रिप्लेस करना है. So it was providing livelihoods to the. We appointed एक कोई contractor या छोटा सा entrepreneur from the same village, and his responsibility was to get the hydrogen bullet refill. जैसा गैस सिलेंडर को refill करते हैं वैसा refill करना है, उस plant में से लेके आना है, replace it, deliver the bullet. They are called bullets, metal bullets. Replace it. Now imagine, this was 10 years ago, more than 10, and today we are talking about the hydrogen, the potential of hydrogen. Big companies like Ambani's and Reliance and Adani's have announced huge investments. Why? Because hydrogen is the cleanest fuel. When you, I'm sorry, मेरे गुरुजी यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, but let me take the liberty. When you burn hydrogen, you get water vapor, पानी मतलब. So it is as clean as you can imagine. Any other fuel you burn, whether you burn coal or sulfur, this one is the cleanest fuel. लेकिन hydrogen कैसा बनाएं? ये सो बिरलाज वेर फॉर्चुनेट कि उनका एक कई प्लांट में, इट इज़ द बिगेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ कॉस्टिक सोडा इन द कंट्री. सो बाय प्रोडक्ट ऑफ कॉस्टिक सोडा इज हाइड्रोजन, सो दे वर फॉर्चुनेट. लेकिन अगर हमको देश में हाइड्रोजन बनाना है तो बहुत बड़ी एक चैलेंज है. थैंकफुल हाइड्रोजन रिक्वायर्स लॉट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी टू प्रोड्यूस. इट इज़ कॉल्ड इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस. आप पानी लेंगे H2O, उसको ब्रेक करेंगे तो ऑक्सीजन निकलता है, हाइड्रोजन निकलता है. लेकिन ब्रेक करने के लिए इलेक्ट्रिसिटी लगती है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के लिए बहुत एनर्जी लगती है. वी आर बैक टू स्क्वायर वन. Thankfully, India is also blessed with sunshine. It is one of the few countries in the world, large countries, which has 350 days of sunshine. So we can use solar to produce electricity, electricity to break water molecule से हाइड्रोजन निकलेगा, हाइड्रोजन से आप रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी यूज करेंगे. ये पॉसिबल है, ये एक्साइटिंग फ्यूचर है. आज इंडिया में 70% 80% ऑफ आवर फ्यूल इज इम्पोर्टेड. हम लोग पेट्रोल डीजल तो बनाते हैं, लेकिन जो क्रूड ऑयल लगता है वो इम्पोर्ट होता है. उसमें से $180 billion ऑफ फॉरेन एक्सचेंज इज ड्रेन्ड आउट ऑफ द कंट्री एवरी ईयर. Imagine India becoming an export surplus country in energy. I'm talking energy surplus country. It is possible. This vision is possible. This is an example of technology for development. So this is at the macro level. But let me also add that we have to. आप लोग सब लोक प्रतिनिधि हैं, तो ultimately you care not only about macro scenario, but हर एक के जीवन में, हर एक के घर में कैसे उसका इस्तेमाल हो. So we have just gone through COVID, and COVID has taught us. मतलब ये it was unthinkable कि हम लोग सब लोग घर पे बंद रहेंगे like in a jail, and still national economy will run. But we have learned कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है. So work from home ये नया तरीका है, education at home नया तरीका है. But there are of course drawbacks. It has created, as Dr. Jadhav said, it has created a lot of inequality. So technology will help us, will also create inequality, but will also help us overcome inequality. 200 million kids in India, 200 million, 20 crore लोगों को, बच्चों को ऐसे हुआ है कि because they have either they don't have smartphone at home, or if they have smartphone only one among 4 people, और they don't have bandwidth, और वाईफाई नहीं है, नहीं तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं चल रही है, नहीं तो वो स्मार्टफोन का स्क्रीन क्रैक हो गया है, या तो बैटरी चार्जिंग नहीं हो रहा है. So their education has been impacted for last 2 years. So we have got a big setback. But उसका तरीका, उसका हल भी टेक्नोलॉजी के थ्रू ही होगा. We have to find a combination of distance learning, technology based learning, and to make up for this 2 साल की जो education setback हुआ for 200 million kids. Because ultimately, as they say, there's a famous Chinese saying which says that if you want to take care of if you want to take care of your livelihood, yeah, hunger for next year, you plant some rice. If you want to take care of the next 10 years, you plant a tree. But if you want to take care of the next 100 years, you educate your child. So education, education, education is the magic bullet, is the magic mantra for development, and that is where technology is going to help us, because technology helps us achieve achievements at scale. You cannot, there is no choice but to use technology. So I will not, take too much of your time. I feel that we have to insist on impossible dreams. I think you remember the example of Nike. I think it was Mohammad Yunus. So अगर जूता बनाना है, I think there was it's a story about Mohammad Yunus, right? So Nike was interested in making affordable shoes, because I'm talking about 20 years ago, maybe 30, कि लोगों को जूता नहीं है पहनने को, shoes नहीं है. So Mohammad Yunus said कि what is the use of this $40-50 shoes? Was it Nike or Adidas maybe? I forget which brand. So $40-50 का shoe कौन खरीदेगा? बांग्लादेश में जाए. So he said, the Nike company asked him, what do you mean? How much should we reduce the price by? Not $40, it should be $1. If they had come to Dr. Marshall Clery, would have said $1 nahi, 1 cent. But that impossible dream is possible. Technology makes it possible. Like he said, एक ऐसा जमाना था, not too long ago, where not only outgoing, incoming call was 32 rupees a minute. Receiving a mobile call was 32 rupees a minute. I don't want to blame any company for it. Today they will laugh at you. They'll say everything is free. So this is not an impossible dream. This is reality. So this is what the promise of technology is. And last example I'll give you is COVID. As all of us have said, India has proved a fantastic miracle ki 1.3 billion people, 1 billion people getting 2 billion doses in something like 18 months, which no country has been able to produce. But the one thing I want to remind you is that important agencies like not just New York Times newspaper, but also I think some of the leading health organizations like probably WHO also, जब पता चला कि ये वुहान से एक वायरस निकला हुआ है, तो उसके लिए वैक्सीन बनाना पड़ेगा, So the estimates were anywhere between 6 to 10 years, right, Dr. Mashilkar? They said it will take 6 to 10 years to formulate the vaccine. Thankfully, the Chinese scientists in Wuhan, they put up the genome sequence on the internet on 20th or 19th of January 2020. 24 घंटे में sequencing हो गया उसका, 24 घंटे में, and the virus and the vaccine was ready in less than 3 months or 6 months, and then the trials had to happen. So technology is really, matlab, it makes impossible possible. I'm not trying to say कि technology is जैसे एक technology चाकू जो होता है उससे आप सब्जी भी काट कर सकते हैं और फिर किसी का खून भी कर सकते हैं. So technology of course has dual use, and but I'm just saying that for a country of India's scale and size and complexity and diversity, technology and development have to go uh, very, very intimately together. And we have a great advantage, namely the possibility of substantially increasing renewable energy, including solar and therefore hydrogen, and digital, and going completely digital. From that driver from rural Maharashtra who brought me here seamlessly without any asani problem. They say कि इलिटरेसी नहीं है तो एसएमएस नहीं कर सकता है, टाइपिंग नहीं कर सकता है. अरे बट अभी तो वोकल वॉइस एसएमएस रहता है, उनको पता है. इफ यू वांट टू सेंड मी एन एसएमएस, पर कह रहा हूँ प्लीज सेंड मी एन एसएमएस, तो बोलते हैं मैं टाइप करने की जरूरत ही नहीं. यू जस्ट now there is all this AI technologies where in Indian languages it is dictation लेता है. The phone takes dictation in Indian languages, and drivers are using it. The Swiggy people are using it. This is going to be so a combination of digital slash artificial intelligence and renewable energy. This will have this will prove to be extremely miraculous. So please, all of you as legislators, be aware of this, and I wish you all the best and thank you for giving me this.